Hello everyone, Space Oyster here, and welcome back to Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. In the last part, we defeated Greedy Evil and all of Cypher. We captured all of Greedy Evil's shadow Pokemon, including the kinda sexy Shadow Lugia. Yeah! Anyway, in this part, we'll be going over some things you can do in the post-game. Starting with Egan sending us an email. Dear Michael, I have heard that you returned from Citadark Isle. I send this message as an invitation to the Ore Coliseum. I will be arriving shortly to ask you in per. The email is cut off. I don't think you'll ever learn how to use those properly. Hi Jovi, I hate you. Big brother, there's an old man with a really long beard standing outside. When Jovi asked, he let Jovi touch the beard. When Jovi tugged it, he said it hurt. It must be real. Jovi, you're an imbecile and I hate you. Go to hell, you miserable... Anyway, to start this part off, I want to get my, get Romeo and Crescent back out of the PC so I can continue to use them. So we're going to head down to the Purification Lab first. Let's see. Yeah, Pokemon ready to open its heart. Okay, so I'm gonna add I'm gonna add those two back, and then I'm gonna purify some Pokemon. I will see you guys outside with Egan, or when that's all done, whichever happens first. Alright, and we are back, and I just realized we have a whole lot of new Pokemon to go through. By a whole lot, I mean a whole lot. Basically all of Greedy Evil's Pokemon, because I forgot to do that in the last part. So, let's cover them now. Starting with, Rhydon. Yeah, I figured I'd start with his weaker ones first. Anyway, Rhydon is a rock and ground type Pokemon, and, I guess it's pretty much the standout example of that type combination. It's pretty much got everything you would expect. It's got good defense, good attack, its HP is okay, and its speed and special defense are absolutely atrocious. You can basically go with Rhydon for all your rock and ground type combo needs, but the biggest thing that makes Rhydon stand out from the likes of Golem or Onyx, although Onyx doesn't really count anymore. Anyway, what makes Rhydon stand out from the likes of Golem is its ability Lightning Rod, which makes it a boon in double battles with Pokemon that are weak to electric attacks, such as Gyarados and Pelipper. So yeah, give Rhydon a shot. Just make sure you are very careful around water and grass type moves, because he is super duper really weak to those. Anyway, after Rhydon, we have Exeggutor. So, Exeggutor is pretty unique in that it is a grass and psychic type Pokemon. And I just realized I don't know too much about its stats, but my guess would be its special attack is pretty decent, and it's a little bit bulky, but it doesn't have very good speed. So Exeggutor can make good use of both of its stabs, or same type attack bonus moves, and kick a lot of name for you. It has to kick because it doesn't have any arms. Anyway, yeah, Exeggutor is really neat. Let's see, and then the third one he had that wasn't a legendary Pokemon was Tauros. So Tauros is a pure normal type Pokemon and is the leading example of what a good normal type Pokemon should be. It is really fast, it is really strong, and it's not too shabby in its defenses either, about average at worst. Tauros also gets a very large move pool, and it can take advantage of almost everything it learns. So yeah, Tauros is really awesome. If you're ever playing through Red, Blue, or Yellow, I would highly recommend giving it a shot. And then for the first bird we're gonna cover, it's gonna be Articuno. So, Articuno is an Ice and Flying type Pokemon, and sadly that type combination doesn't do the legendary bird any favors. Ice is pretty weak defensively, and Flying doesn't help it out too much. Articuno does have really high special defense, but that doesn't really work out in its favor either, because it's weak to two special types, Fire and Electric, so you have to be selective in what types of special moves Articuno can soak up for you. Then we have Zapdos. So Zapdos is an electric and flying type Pokemon, and it has a particularly large emphasis on its special attack, with some good speed to back it up. Zapdos basically gets in there, hits them quickly with an electric type move, and then gets on out of there. And flying and electric actually is a pretty good type combination, since electric types don't have a lot of weaknesses, and flying removes the only one they do have. And then thirdly, we have Moltres. Moltres is a fire-flying type, which, if you're familiar with Charizard, then you will know that that is a horrible, horrible, horrible type combination. And that really doesn't do Moltres a lot of favors, although it really gets worse in Generation 4, but now it's usable, at least. Moltres, like Zapdos, has a large emphasis on its special attack, but his physical attack is also pretty high too. So Moltres is very good at dealing with grass, bug, and fighting type Pokemon. One thing to keep in mind about all three of these legendary birds is that they know the move Extrasensory. This is the only game where they get access to that. Any other bird, or legendary bird of these... Let me rephrase that. They don't learn that move in any other game, so if you want to expand their move pools a bit with a Psychic type move, you need these birds on a GameCube disc that you can transfer onto a Game Boy Advance cartridge, such as Emerald, Fire Red, or Leaf Green. Anyway, and then last but not least is Lugia. Lugia, as a legendary Pokemon, is quite infamous for being the most unkillable thing ever in the history of mankind ever. Ever! Lugia has really high hit points, special defense, and physical defense, and his speed is none too shabby either. His attack stats are low, and by low I mean average, so Lugia might struggle a bit to deal as much damage as other legendary Pokemon, but his sheer survivability makes Lugia a must-have for most teams, if you really want to use legendaries. I usually don't like to use them, so I'm not very familiar with them. Anyway, yeah, so that's Lugia, and all the other Pokemon. Anyway, so that is all the new Shadow Pokemon covered. So, let's go outside and figure out what Egan wants. Alright, where are you, Egan? Where are you? There you are!
Michael, have you read that email I sent you?
Yes, I did.
I panicked and sent the email before I finished it, but I'm glad to hear that you've received it. I was inspired by your battle exploits, Michael, you see. It made me want to have a battle with you. That said, Michael, there are countless trainers that would be honored to battle with Cypher's nemesis. I therefore decided to take charge and organize a Coliseum event. Impressed? But before we talk, we must battle, you and I. On guard!
Yeah, in the world of Pokemon, everything revolves around Pokemon battles. It's horrible! And Egan has more than just a Pikachu this time. But they're no match for Crescent and Krakatoa. Alright, they really aren't. Okay, let's go ahead and build up some cosmic power here. I figure that'll come in handy later. I always like the Pikachu line. They're always so adorable. Especially these... You've got to be kidding me. What is wrong with you, dude? Although it is clever that he's setting up Rain Dance. So weather in this game, or these games, have a lot of different effects. Rain will will boost the power of water type moves. It'll also reduce the power of fire type moves. And one more hidden effect it has is that it makes the move Thunder 100% accurate. It's very, very handy, and it works especially well here in double battles. So I can see why Egan is using it. Yeah, if you ever want to try a weather team, for the most part, grass types really like the rain and the sun because they appreciate having their weaknesses covered, and they also appreciate sunlight since most of them have abilities that are affected by sun. And Solar Beam gets it gets to be able to use. You can use Solar Beam in one turn if you have the sun out. Yeah, I cannot talk today. The other weather effects, Sandstorm and Blizzard, are a bit more niche. Sandstorm will damage every Pokemon except for Ground, Rock, and Steel types, and also Pokemon with abilities that are beneficial in Sandstorms, such as Cacnea and Cacturne. They both get Sand Veil, which boosts their evasion in a Sandstorm. And then Blizzard is extremely niche. The only Pokemon that don't take damage in a Sandstorm when Hail is up are Ice types. So yeah, Hail is very tough to work with. I would be more worried about taking hits from Water type moves or anything else, but Raichu, I don't believe, learns any moves naturally that would hit Krakatoa for super effective damage. And at least you didn't try to use Thunder on Krakatoa again. That would have been just sad. But, yeah, this generation, Raichu doesn't really learn anything to complement its electric-type moves. Next generation, however, Raichu does get a good grass-type move to utilize. Very, very handy stuff. Oh wow, I'm kind of surprised that worked. He's got a 10-level lead on me. But yeah, Egan's a joke. Just come at him with a ground type. If you don't have a ground type already, just swap him into your team. You'll be fine. I don't think his Pokemon can use anything except electric type moves. I haven't really experimented with that, and I probably could look that up, but I don't feel like doing that. I already wasted too much time looking up the Pokemon I was talking about as I was talking about them. I created so much extra work for future Spaced Oyster. Oh, I knew it, but bravo! I repeat, bravo! It's no wonder that Cypher has their eyes on you. I must say I enjoyed myself tremendously. I'm sure that the trainers who have gathered at the Ore Coliseum will be delighted to face you. Please, we'd very much like you to come. This is the Ore Coliseum. The toughest trainers in the land have gathered, with you as the goal, Michael. We'll be waiting for you at the Ore Coliseum. Alright, so that was taken care of. Next up, I'm gonna heal, and then I'll see you at the Ore Coliseum so I can actually show it to you physically. Alright, here we are at the Ore Coliseum. So, they have a PC right there, so you can get your team ready. We can talk to Egan again right here. Hello, Michael. Very good of you to come. If you plan to take the Ore Coliseum challenge, go to the reception area there. Yeah, the Ore Coliseum, however, functions very differently from the rest of the game. Well, I say very differently, but, yeah, no, it's very differently. All the Pokemon will be at the set... let me try that again. All the Pokemon your enemies will be using will be set to the same level as yours. And I do believe you have to be at least level 50 in order to get the levels to match. Although, when I was looking briefly at it, it said level 60... or between levels 60 and 100. Point is, you want to make sure every Pokemon you bring is around the same level, and you'll want to have them as optimized as possible. They do not kid around in the Ore Coliseum. I'll show that off later. I'm going to have to do a bit of grinding, because as you already know, my Pokemon are in the low 50s when it comes to levels. Anyway, I probably should have done this when we were at the HQ lab, but there is one more Pokemon we can purify right now. Okay, now there are 2 Pokemon we can purify right now. I don't think I actually showed off the Purify Chamber in progress. And I don't think I'm going to start with Solrock. Instead, I'm going to show you the other Pokemon that can... Well, you know what? No, let's just show it with the Solrock, and then I'll show you with the next Pokemon that's ready to be purified. I would have added Solrock to the end screen like I normally do with other Pokemon I purify, but I found that doing that with 5 Pokemon tends to be a bit longer than I need it to be, so I try to stick to 4. And then they'd normally regain all their EXP they gained, but as you know, he didn't gain any. Let's see, Solrock, let's just name you Capri. You know, like Capri's Sun. I've been giving every single Pokemon nicknames. I'll probably go over that in a future episode. Anyway. So, let's go over how to purify the Shadow Lugia. So, as you probably already definitely picked up on at this point, Shadow Lugia is not a normal Shadow Pokemon. They made it resistant to purification, so if you have it in your party and you send it out to battle, its heart gauge will never go down. And if you just drop it in any set here, it's not going to work properly. It won't get purified. However, if you have max tempo on all 9 sets in the Purify Chamber, and you drop Lugia into it, there he is, it automatically purifies him. So let's see, I think we have to back out. And voila! Or viola! I don't know. I'm not good with words. Yeah, and Lugia's color scheme even changed, and now he's back to normal. Let's see, Psycho Boost. Feather Dance, that's completely useless. Earthquake, that's neat. And Hydro Pump. I was hoping for Aeroblast. Let's see, Ribbon. What would you like to give a name to Lugia? Well, Lugia was the star of Pokemon 2000. So... I'll name him Twice. That's a reference to a thing that I don't know many people will pick up on. Or they'll probably get the wrong... Or they'll probably have it referenced to something else, because the Fate Extra probably wasn't the only thing to use the name Twice. Hi, Michael. I've heard that you succeeded in purifying that Shadow Lugia. Those Cypher cretins said that it couldn't be purified, but you've proven them wrong. Oh, Michael, it's because you never shirked and you gave it your all. Sincerely, thank you, dear. And Jovi's here, too. Alright, so yeah, that's the Shadow Lugia purified. So let's... I'm going to drop something else in the Purify Chamber, and then I'll see you guys after that. Alright, here we are at the Real Gam Tower. This is probably long overdue, but you'll remember way back when we recovered that Bonsly for that old guy and his granddaughter, they gave us a card we can use for Battle Bingo. I figured I should show that off for y'all. On the way there, I actually had a really big scare when I started recording for this. It told me that my save data was corrupted, which, you know, would have just been fantastic. And it would have been tough to recover from that, but I think I would have been able to persevere. Anyway, so you go to the Battle Bingo, tell her you want to play. Yeah, you have to pay her 500. Oh. I'm gonna have to beat all the Battle Bingo cards to show you about Bonsly. Okay. So she gives me that back. Let's see. At least I don't know if I have to. I think I'm gonna have to beat them all. Unless I can just use it If I have to beat them all, I'll have to show it to you later. Oh, that card. Could it be? It is! It is the Bonsly card! It's been called a mirage. I've only heard rumors about it myself. This is the first time that I've seen this card. Should I register this card so that you may play it here? Okay, so you had to go into the menu and use it. We handed over the Bonsly card. Thank you so much. I will register this card right away. Okay, so now we're going to play Battle Bingo. Special Bonsly. So this is obviously pretty unique for the 3rd generation, or Pokemon in general, because Bonsly is a 4th generation Pokemon, but it made its very first debut here in this game. Let's go ahead and give that back to Bonsly. Let's see. Bonsly can handle... Okay, we're gonna need a Psychic type. So let's enter Bonsly here. Aw, ain't he adorable? And let's throw a Master Ball. So, if it wasn't already obvious, Bonsly is a rock type, and it's actually the lower stage of Sudowoodo. Let's see, let's enter Abra this time. Yeah, so Sudowoodo is a pure rock-type Pokemon as well, and it's made its debut in the 2nd generation as a semi-unique Pokemon, so it's a pretty big standout example. Sudowoodo is a fake tree, obvious from its name, literally being fake tree, or something similar to that effect. And Bonsly is obviously based on a bonsai tree. Ooh, this could get bad for Bonsly. And I forgot to double check what that Abra knows. You know what? We will be fine. We will persevere. I don't know how well they programmed Bonsly's stats into this game. I just hope it doesn't miss. Oh boy. And it's possible that it could miss all 5 times. There we go. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about baby Pokemon is that they add nothing to the games, really. Because, you really have no reason to even want to breed for them. They sometimes learn some unique moves. Are you kidding? That missed 4 times in a row? What? Okay, I'm pretty sure the RNG in this game is rigged. Finally! Okay. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, baby Pokemon. I absolutely hate baby Pokemon. They can't be left in the daycare to complete a breeding chain. Let's see. Sometimes the Pokemon can teach you an extra egg move, but it's usually not worth the trouble to pick it up. Or, not always. It's usually not worth the trouble to pick up the egg move. There are rare few examples. Pichu, for example, can learn Nasty Plot. Why do you have Fire Punch? Yeah, Pichu gets Nasty Plot, which really boosts special attack, which both Pikachu and Raichu enjoy. Okay, I think I failed this card, but you know what? We got to see Bonsly in action. Which I guess is a good thing. You know, I'll at least give it a shot. Why not? But they decided to be weird with these special cards, and if you don't know them in advance, you're pretty much screwed. Yeah. I'm not playing this anymore. Okay. I hope you do. You know what? You could actually give the Pokemon moves that match their stupid types, you idiot! You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call that an episode here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.